Well, the World War II genre is a very popular genre. Everybody can identify with it. They can identify with the weapons in the game, the vehicles in the game, and the setting of the game. What we bring to the table that the other games don't have is the ability to actually play from different points of view, from different characters. Sure, anybody can pick up a sniper rifle, but a guy who's trained with it is going to do a lot better job of it. So we really think we're adding on to the genre, not just another, here comes another World War II shooter.
There are 3 points of view in Our Victory that allow the player to adjust their style of gameplay. The first is Ross. He's an SAS commando, and his style of gameplay is straight up the street, run and gun fighting. There's Bull, the ranger, whose style of gameplay is long-range sniper combat. And then there's Taggart, the covert op, who's silent and stealthy.
As you're playing through with each POV, you're given certain opportunities where you're able to call in support from one of your other characters. When the other character comes in, you're actually able to assume that role and then continue on your adventure.
The hill section of the Al-Shatar level is a good place to show off the different gameplay styles of each character. Let's start with Ross. Ross is an SAS commando, and if you like straight run and gun gameplay, then he's the character for you. His increased health and stamina allow him to survive longer in a firefight and not have to avoid direct combat. In this example, he can survive while running straight up the street facing down all of the Germans and the MG42 at the top of the hill. When you make it to the top of the hill, you can take control of that MG42 and show the Germans down on the bottom of the hill just how you like them. Next, let's take a look at Taggart, the covert op. Taggart's skills are centered on being stealthy and moving through the world without being noticed. One example is his ability to pick locks. He can use this to sneak inside buildings where the other characters couldn't get to and avoid enemy combat. He can also move silently and sneak up on his enemies and kill them stealthily, without notifying any of the other enemies around. All of these skills give him the ability to sneak through the level covertly and then flank his enemies. In the example here, he gets to the top of the hill and kills the enemy from the side, avoiding direct combat. Next, let's take a look at Bull and his sniper rifle. All of Bull's skills are centered on allowing him to use his rifle most effectively. In this example, you can see that he carries with him a rope and a grappling hook, and he can climb on top of the buildings and sight his enemies from far off. Once he's on top of there, he can kill them from relative safety. Now, he doesn't expose himself to any danger, but yet he can take out the MG42 and all the enemies on the street.
It's really about these 3 characters using their specialties and working together to solve a problem. You have multiple different ways you can complete a mission, and you're going to want to try different things for different tactical reasons or maybe just for preference. It's really kind of up to you. You choose the tactics of what you feel like that day. Do you want to be sneaky or do you want to be for a frontal assault? It's really up to the player.
The multiple POVs definitely adds to the replayability and the length of the game. You might play one level with one particular character and find it play out one way, and then you switch characters to one of the other POVs and the level plays out an entirely different way.
When we were designing Our Victory, one of the things that we wanted to do was allow the player to play the game the way they wanted. We didn't want to force them to play any of the particular points of view that we have established for them, but if they want, they can go and switch any time. So that was the freedom that we wanted to give the player.
There are certainly going to be areas that are suited to one particular character, but through the majority of the game, you can play whichever character you want. Our Victory will be available exclusively for Xbox 360 this June.